It's indeed a great pleasure to have been here and to have been invited to be among the alumni today. In fact, I even went one step further. I decided that I was tired of being in ADD and I went to the School of Business. So right now as I'm speaking as an alumni and I'm also speaking as a student at the School of Business. And I would like to encourage all of you in the profession. You're not complete without the business angle to it. So if you don't have an MBA, just know that your professional qualification is half. And the only place where you get a credible MBA is from the University of Nairobi. Kwa hayo machache, ningependa kusema asanteni sana.
Yeah, from the engineering side, I would like to call Engineer Ryogo to give one word on behalf of the engineers, then we call the chief guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I was not prepared to make a speech this evening, but I've been requested to do so. My name is Engineer Julius Ryogo, and I'm the chairman of the Institution of Engineers of Kenya. So I believe all those people who are in this particular place who are engineers are my members, and therefore I'm happy to make a few remarks this evening. First of all, let me say that I would have become a full member of this particular chapter if only that when I joined the University of Nairobi, I only stayed for 3 weeks in the Faculty of Engineering, and then I left to go to another university to do my degree. But I'm told that since I entered into the doors of that university, I can claim to be an alumni. I later came and got into MBA, and therefore I did associate myself very closely to this university. And I'd like to take this opportunity, therefore, to congratulate the chapter, the engineers and the architects for deciding to form this particular chapter of alumni of the university. The University of Nairobi, I'm sure, has produced a lot of engineers over the years, since the 1970s, and it's important that they play a big role in the development of the institution, which gave them the knowledge that they have. So instead, in fact, I've had a request being made for volunteers to stay at the chapter. I'm hoping you're not going to get 10, but you're going to get 100. And the chairperson of alumni will be able to have a difficult time choosing the 10 that are required for this particular chapter. So mine is ready to wish you the engineers all the best, and also remind you, those who are not members of the Institution of Engineers of Kenya, you are most welcome. We really want you to come there because our plan is to ensure that we take you through a process that you are going to grow professionally over the years. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a very good evening. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Engineer Ryogo. Yeah, now I have pleasure to invite our chief guest, Engineer Wanjao. Before I invite Wanjao, I would say Wanjao is very inspiring engineer. And when we were interacting with him 2 years ago, he really inspired me, and I said I'll go to the greatest university so that we can be able to organize such great events. So with this, I invite you, Kodari, on the stage to give us structure. Thank you, Karibu.
My duty is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. In the great university, as Kenya has said, 2 or 3 years ago, he was organizing for me to be a governor by organizing a governor's course. I hope I will do what I was trained. My duty is very simple, is to present the chief secretary, the cabinet secretary in charge of transport and infrastructure, Engineer Michael Kamau. And my duty is very simple, just to read what he wanted to tell you. At the end of that, he asked me to tell you a story. And I hope you'll be patient enough to listen to the story. And I begin. The Principal Secretary, Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Architect Mariam Eli Maui, the representative of the Vice Chancellor, University of Nairobi, the Chair of the Alumni, Dr. Betty Kwanyo, the Deputy Vice Chancellors present, the Principals of colleges present, Deans of faculties and Directors of institutes present, lecturers and staff, distinguished guests, fellow alumni of the School of Engineering, and Architecture, Design and Development, ADD. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by saying a very good evening to you all. I would like to thank the University of Nairobi for inviting me to officiate the launch of the engineering and the ADD chapters of the University of Nairobi Alumni. And Alumni Association is an important extension of the university, which keeps the former students and those who associate with it with abreast with the activities of the university. The university counts on the alumni as its ambassadors in the various areas where they utilize the knowledge gained in the formative university years. Apart from the opportunity to be reunited with your fellow alumni, you will be able to enjoy a great cocktail, I hope you have, and be able to network with your old colleagues and those you have not met but read about them in the media, about their achievements, and heard about them in other circles. Ladies and gentlemen, to the alumni, at this launch, I would like you to say that the strong alumni association for any institution cannot grow out of chance or simply through a shared history. In our case tonight, we can say that there needs to be concerted effort by the college of engineering, architecture and engineering, through a devoted alumni working group to stay in touch with the ever increasing number of alumni from the college. I'm told that the engineering chapter by itself boasts of 7,000 alumni from the beginning of the Faculty of Engineering in 1970, when the university opened its doors to its first students taking earlier or who had been taken then the University of East Africa, and some of them, I can see them in the audience. These are the professionals who have graduated with a BSc, MSc, and PhD in device fields of engineering. The University of Nairobi can be considered an intellectual enclave which brings together persons from all the parts of the country in the pursuit of freedom, of learning, and molding the students to beautiful citizens in future. That the College of Architecture and Engineering in the University of Nairobi is a premier college offering quality and relevant training for the various professionals. It is not in doubt. I believe, and I'm addressing both the new graduates and those who are old, and I can see some of them, who are old in the profession in the various sectors. To those who have recently graduated, let me assure you that the University of Nairobi College of Architecture and Engineering has prepared you sufficiently that you should be able to fit in the job market. You will now be expected to utilize the knowledge you have gained to make technical and managerial decisions touching your area of expertise. This is coming in time when the country is embracing on a devolved government and on Vision 2030, whose object is to improve the livelihood of the Kenyan people. Your expertise is certainly going to be of great value as we soldier on as the country keeps on improving the livelihood of our people. To the older group of our alumni, your role in our growing economy cannot be overstated. The alumni of the College of Architecture and Engineering can be found in all sectors of our economy. The rest of different expertise for engineering can be diverse. I will only mention a few professional areas which concern us in government to fulfill our agenda tonight. Implementation of various projects from the central and county governments so that they do not impact negatively on our environment. These projects include but not limited to electricity generation and of course distribution, improving of the road network, projects in the built environment. The projects include, but not limited to electricity generation and distribution, improving of the road network, projects in the built environment, water and wastewater engineering projects, energy and petroleum projects, and the development of industries, both existing and those targeted to value addition to our materials. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya will soon be newly industrial economy with the following, at least 47 cities from the county government, industrial parks to serve these counties, improved transportation networks, communication and electricity infrastructure. Solutions to problems within the implementation of the above projects lie within the domain of engineering, architecture, design, development professionals. Keeping to the latest technology, standards and most recent trends in the different fields is key to the alumni, which are as professionals need to lead in harmonization of the regulations which are likely to emerge as the devolved government units emerge and start their functions. The county standards have to be in harmony with the country standards, and I have been asked to repeat because it is highlighted. The county standards have to be in harmony with the country standards. The Alumni Association chapters of engineering and architecture, design and development being launched today are key stakeholders by virtue of the number of professionals who have graduated from the University of Nairobi. Ladies and gentlemen, about the Alumni Association. For the past 4 decades, the College of Architecture and Engineering alumni have built an extensive community of alumni, academics, partners, supporters, friends, and well-wishers. A good number of these people are here today. The power of cooperation cannot be overstated. This is what is going to take this country to the next level of development. It is the philosophy of being my brother's keeper. This is the main theme of alumni associations. It is not different as we launch the alumni chapters of engineering, architecture, design, and development of the University of Nairobi. The need for an alumni association stems from one's reflection at giving back to the institution from which molded you to what you are today. Once again, it is highlighted. So I repeat once again. The need of the Alumni Association stems from one's reflection of giving back to the institution from which molded you to be who you are today and trying to be a part of the institution in its inspirations. Your courage has withstood through 40 years without your involvement. Once again, is highlighted. Your courage, where you all graduated, has withstood through the 40 years without your involvement. Now it is the time we think of how we can support the courage in whatever way possible to enhance its primary responsibility of training the various professionals in its mandate. In addition to serving the college, we shall be serving the community at large. Like many of you gathered here today, students and staff alike, I started my journey of engineering here. Of course not here, but the university. The training I got here, where here is the University of Nairobi, has been of immense value to me as a person and the sections of the government where I had the opportunity to serve. The energies of CAE must be geared to satisfying the country's needs of professionals in its mandate. We, the alumni, can be involved in various ways. One is the appeal that the chair of the alumni made. We need to have interim committee. Please, let's have people volunteering to serve. Not be served, but to serve. This can be said to be, but not limited to the following. One, providing attachment to the students to enable them appreciate the practical aspects of their professional areas. Two, providing internships for the graduate students in order to have a well-educated and trained manpower. Taking on the graduates of CAE as your employees. Being part of the development of the college in a way of mobilizing resources when need arises. I'm giving a small quote, I will not name, I'm reading. One of the alumni came to the University of Nairobi, Faculty of Engineering, and he offered to tarmac the roads within the University of Nairobi, Faculty of Engineering, because they were liberated. So it's not the time. Now he's an MP in one of the constituencies in Kenya. So take it upon yourself. I'm reading, and I'm not going to read more other than 2 points now. Guiding in the development of a curriculum that is need-based and market-driven. Once again, this one is highlighted. Guiding the development of curriculum that is need-based and market-driven. Last but not least, the alumni worldwide have been used in fundraising for the institutions. What we are urging this evening is not different. And he concludes by saying, thank you and bless you. Then he asked me to tell you the story. And I'm reading. Once again. The story is very simple, according to me, because I've read it. And I'm going to read it to you. And he asked me to share this story. It runs like this. A woman came out of her house and saw 3 old men with long white beards sitting in her front yard. She did not recognize them. She said, I don't think I know you, but you must be hungry. Please come in and have something to eat. Is the man of the house home? They said. And she replied, no, he's out. Then we cannot come in, they replied. In the evening, when her husband came home, she told him what had happened. Go tell them I'm home and invite them in now. The woman went out and invited the men in. We don't go into a house together, they replied. Where is that? She asked. One of the old men explained. His name is Wealth. He said, pointing to one of his friends, and said, pointing to the other one, he is Success, and I'm Love. They then added, now go in and discuss with your husband which one of us you want in your home. The woman went in and told her husband, and what was said. Her husband was overjoyed. How nice, he said. Since that is the case, let us invite Wealth. Let him come and fill our home with wealth. His wife disagreed. My dear, why don't we invite Success? Their daughter-in-law was listening from the other corner of the house. She jumped in with her own suggestion. Would it not be better to invite Love? Our home will then be filled with love. Let us heed to our daughters-in-law's advice. The husband said to his wife, go out and invite Love to be our guest. The woman went out and asked the 3 old men, which one of you is Love? Please come in and be come in and be our guest. Love got up and started walking toward the house. The other two also got up and followed him. Surprisingly, the lady asked wealth and success. I only invented love. Why are you coming in? The old men replied together. If you invite wealth or success, the other two of us would have stayed out. If you had invented wealth or success, the other two of us would have stayed out. But since you invented love, wherever he goes, you go with him. Ruth said in the Bible, or the whole scripture, wherever you go, I go. Wherever there is love, there is also wealth and success. And I'm concluding what I'm supposed to read. Whatever you choose, if you will be, whatever you choose, if you will be one, I think most of us will choose. That is being asked, the alumni. I think most of us will choose wealth, right or wrong, but just focus and choose love instead, because wealth and success will follow after love.